Hello there, I'm Andy Capon and this is episode 3 of the Classic Mini Clubman Estate rebuild. Hello there, Andy here with a post-edit what's coming in this episode, because I unfortunately realised I forgot to shoot it with the rest of it, and I thought as I've had a shave it might be a little bit obvious, so I thought I'd do it in the office for a change because I'm currently just finishing off the video now. So coming in this episode we'll be looking at the rear diff, taking it apart, getting the locking plates in. We'll also be taking a much closer look and an unboxing as such of the rear subframe. Also after that there's a little bit of welding, couldn't get away from it, or looking at the channels for the rear sliding windows. So there's a little bit there at the end. So I just want to say while I'm here, a big thank you to everyone that has liked, subscribed and obviously watched the videos, the first 2 episodes, much appreciated. I'm really enjoying the editing. I'm hoping to obviously get better at the angles, the lighting and all that sort of thing that goes along with it. It's been a massive learning curve, it really has been, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm hopefully going to get better, obviously working on the cars along. I'm not, like I said in the previous episode, a professional welder or a mechanic or anything like that. I do this for fun and just hope you guys enjoy it really. So without anything else to do really, I hope you enjoy the episode. Here's the rear diff we're using. It's of a Honda CR-V Mark 1. Going to need a bit of a clean up. And also inside here there's like a mini clutch pack, because the actual Honda CR-V isn't permanent 4-wheel drive. It's got a clutch pack in here. You can get locking discs. Some people pin them, weld them up, but we'll go through that when we open it up. But it's going to fit nicely into the nice subframe that we got coming. It seems to be working. You can hear the clutch pack inside. I don't know if you can hear it. It's one of the main parts to make this a 4-wheel drive. Next job, now the rear diff has been cleaned up since the last scene. I've taken it apart, cleaned it up, obviously ordered new bolts. But the main thing you can see in the frame is the locking pack. Now these have to go inside the carrier. We're going to do that next, but just to explain really, the inside here, let's take one out and show you. There's loads of individual, can't get one out now, that's typical, isn't it? I can see there. There's individual little clutches. You can see these ones attached to the outside, and in the inner one, you can see, just like that, attached to the inside. So these things replace all these inside, so we'll show you that next. There's plenty of tutorials on how to do this online, so I won't go into too much depth on it really. But yeah, that's the next job, get those replaced. So here we go. That's all those out. Still one left inside. There's all those plates. So you just got to replace all these. See if that will come out. So keep them in order in case we ever need them again. I'll store them away. There's also a locking ring here which needs to be whipped out. Anything a little closer as a spanner. Let's see if that will just quickly whip it out. There you go. And then hopefully it's just as easy as sliding all these down inside. I'm sure it won't be quite that simple. I'm not sure if there's a particular way to line these up. I can't see any markings. Okay, so yeah. That's fair enough, right. Stick a few of these on. Not good, the teeth don't line up, so yeah, should have thought about that one. So there's no markings on these ones. There's a lot of kits I've seen have got markings on them. This was a kit from the UK, so it's just easier for me to get hold of. A lot of them come from America. Yeah, didn't line up. Okay. So off camera, I just spent the time getting them all in line, because to be honest that was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. So you can see now they're all in line, and that's all it does. So from, let's try not to knock them out because that's going to be a bit of a pain. So as you can see, from the clutch packs, just replaces those, locks it all in place. Like I say, if you want to know how to do it, there is plenty of tutorials online. So let's get the cage on the top and then start putting this back together. So I'm having a bit more trouble. I was hoping just to literally grab the whole lot and pop it into the cage, but I'm having a bit of a problem with that, trying to line it all up. So I'm just going to get a black marker, do a line down one of the teeth, slot these in first, and then put the centerpiece in next. So let's give that a go, because I've tried it a few times trying to put this into there without any success whatsoever. So let's just put a line down there. It's not great, so hopefully I don't lose the line. Let's even find out. So let's put it, the line, the furthest one away. Now this is why, because it's rather tight. Now I don't know why it's so tight. Just put a little line on the top there so that it's that one. one's easier. So with getting the carrier cage, I'm going to call it, back on the diff, there's one washer. There's also this piece which drives the motor inside. Now some of the tutorials I've looked at say to keep it in, keep that one in. Some people say just remove it, but I'm just going to keep it in. I think it'd be better to have some oil flowing around this, definitely. Just keep it moving around, keep the oil moving around it. So when I line it up, you can see there's a notch. You might be able to see it. There's a notch there. And then the carrier. Just got to line them up. It's not a good start, was it? If I put it straight up, if I put that, haha, there we go, okay. Right, so that's all connected. Let's get this one back off. One nut, one washer. Try and keep this all in order. So one O-ring, one plastic washer, and those two. Keep that out of the way. I got this one, which is the spacer inside. So let's get the gasket paste on, get the case back on it, and we can get the big nut on the end back on. All right, let's get it done. So on here it's just a little thin layer. Try and get it the best I can. There's little spots there. It's not doing so good, but try not to get too much on these dowel pins. Need those for locating. Right, it's a good little smudge there. So let's pop it on. That's in. Let's get the long bolt. Let's get the long bolt. Let's get the bolts. So there's 4 long ones, 4 short ones. Don't need the bigger ones, of course. So the 4 short ones go at the top. I'll probably take these back out, give them a clean up actually, because they're not looking the best. I need to get it clamped down for now. Which one's that going? There's the locating, so there's that one. And around the back, there's 4 long ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll stand it up right, so I'll still keep it there. It's an 8mm, I believe. Yes, 8mm. Let's just quickly tighten these up. that's a good sign. Bit of it spewing out the side. Come on. Right, there's those 4 done. Let's turn it around. Oh, a bit of the paint's rubbed off. Never a good thing, but nice. And last but not least, so the last thing is to put the nut back on the top. So let's grab that one. So we've got the big nut, the washer. There's a little nylon washer in there and an O-ring as well. So let's make sure we get all of them back in, obviously in the right order. So we'll probably take this back off. And give it a bit of a clean up at some stage. Let's just push that O-ring in. It will go back in, I'm sure. It came out, so it will go back in. There you go. Stick the little nylon one on. Stick the tapered washer in. Stick that back on. Now for putting this back on, I will grab the airline, but I'll probably do that off camera. Just want to make sure it's all in place really. So there you go. So let's just give it a quick check, make sure obviously it's spinning nice and freely. So a bit of cleaning up to do. Still want to clean up the bolts. So once the gasket's gone off, I'll whip a couple out, clean them up because I won't be happy with that. And a bit of paint's come off the bottom as well. Once everything is in the car really, and everything's working and mocked up, I will probably take some of these things apart and give them a fresher, clean coat of paint. The paint I was using wasn't the best on this one. So the rear subframe turned up in the carrier the other day, so now we're just going to unbox it. A massive thank you to Mark at Vtecmini for getting it turned around within a couple of weeks really. And on the carrier, it only took a couple of days in the Netherlands. So let's get it opened. Not that much of a knife. Shiny. Right. And there we have it. Right. Let's get myself a pair of clippers to cut some of these cable ties and get it off the pallet. that's all of them. Let's find out. Yep. And there we have it. One rear subframe. Some nice brackets. Turn them around to make it easier to transport, that makes sense. Okay. So again, a big shout out to Mark for this. I'll leave a link of his website in the description. Head over there and check out his work. It's very good. He's got an Instagram page and everything. I'll link that as well. Right, let's get off the pallet. So here you go guys, the rear subframe all mocked up, minus the drive shafts. I didn't fancy putting them in because to be fair, moving this around on my own is quite heavy as it is. This is currently living in the shed because the car is currently obviously in the garage. And I didn't record this obviously at the same time as the unpackaging of the pallet. So got brand new rear calipers, discs, and I did buy some second-hand hubs which I've cleaned up. Now getting the rear subframe together was, the tolerances on this are quite tight, to be fair. They need to be because obviously well, hopefully the power we're going to be putting through the back of it, so it's nice and tight getting everything together, but it did go in the end. The rear bottom arms are adjustable, so that would definitely give us some movement later on for potential track days, that sort of thing. So it gives us loads of scope moving forward. So to give you an update on the car progress at the moment, the rear floor is being taken off at the moment and replaced. All new panels, everything for that. You'll see that soon enough, I'm sure. Once we've done that, then we will cut the rear floor out to get this one in, get this mocked up, get it in position, and then we're going to have to obviously make our own custom floor to go over the top of this. It needs to be raised, I think it's about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. It's not very much, but it's enough obviously to clear the 2 turrets here for the suspension. That all needs to be cleared as well. So the floor is going to be a nice flat floor, then with 2 slight sloped bits up to the top of these. I'm quite looking forward to making that. It should be interesting. I might need to get some different tools to do that one, I think, but hey, it's always a challenge, isn't it? So next thing you'll see is there's some welding to be done on the sliding windows on the back, so let's crack on with that one. coming in episode 4. It's upside down. It's not great.